let's finish with looking into the future then. Show of hands, who believes personal branding is going to be more and more important for your business moving forward? Okay, now we got some hands. All right, so clearly a priority people should focus on. What are your thoughts on the future? Forget short form is what it is about right now. Before that, it was about I guess long form but what's the next thing? Like moving forward, what are you got like a little bit of your focus and attention on? What's going to take over the landscape moving forward?
So I don't think anything would take over the landscape, but I do think that there's a move towards just being a very niche authority. And so perhaps in, say, 2015, the end goal of being a creator or someone with an audience was actually like the size of your audience. So we spoke a lot about millions of subscribers, blah, blah, blah. But now actually the most important thing is because the bar to actually creating content is lower, the need for depth is higher. And so I would say to everyone, you actually shouldn't optimize for how do I even get 100,000 followers. I would go, if you have 20,000 people, screw that. If you had, say, 5,000 people, but they were like really people who hang on to the stuff that you said, they were people who really gravitated to you, you are so much further. You are like sickeningly so much further than people who just have a bunch of followers. I know you have to wrap up on this, but there's a very specific story. There is a girl I know on Instagram. She has 3 million followers, and she did a pop-up event. She had a clothing drop, some kind of thing. She was hyping it up. 3 million, right? 3 million. Guess how much she made from this clothing range that she had brought out in a week from the time that she dropped it? Just by a show of hands. Shout. Go on. Okay? 500,000. Okay. She made $4,000. Why? Because, and I'm just going to say this, because basically a bunch of her content was her in very skimpy clothing and basically being like, hey guys, I am doing fitness. This is me as a fitness girl. And she grew 3 million followers, but nobody cared about her. They just cared about what she looked like. And so when she had any item of clothing, it was like, well, I don't actually care about you. Just keep making videos, right? And it's terrible to say, but to her, she was an influencer. To everyone else who also saw her, she was an influencer because she had 3 million followers. And then you have this, guy. I don't know if you ever heard of this guy called Mini Katana, by show of hands. Okay. So he's this guy who basically does these katana swords. He doesn't have a massive audience. This guy makes like 12 million a year selling basically swords online, right? Because people love his content. It's small, but people love it. And I think the future of social is basically really going for that depth. And I get it. It can be so fucking frustrating when you're creating content and you see that your follower account is not the same as this other person's follower account. And then you go, oh shit, that means I'm failing. But the depth is what you're going for. And over time, that is what is going to win 100,000%.
Yeah. Quality over quantity, results over vanity metrics. Absolutely, man.